How's it going, people? Sam Slapper here, and this is your complete guide for another slice of ham. So for this, you need to have done Death of Dorgeshunt, the Giant Dwarf, and the Dig Site. You need 25 prayer and 15 attack. You'll also want yourself a light source and either range or mage combat for the quest. To start, you'll need to head over to Dorgeshunt, and to do that, you want to go to the lumbridge cellar, total this bloke right by here, and head to Dorgeshunt Mines. Once you arrive in Dorgeshunt Mines, head a little bit to your south and go through the door. Congratulations, you are now in Dorgeshunt. So, time to start the quest then. Make your way south and into the main kind of area and go up the stairs directly to your west as soon as you go into the main room. These right by here. So once you're up here, you want to head to the room just to the right a touch, and there'll be two blokes wandering around in here, one dwarf, one goblin. Speak to either of these, it doesn't really matter which one you talk to. Spam through the chat. And eventually accept the quest. So as this has popped up, go ahead and accept it, and it's time to start on another slice of ham. So as you finish talking to him, you now want to head all the way over to the west side, and then run all the way down towards your south, until you eventually see a transportation icon on the west-ish side of your screen. It does take quite a while. It's pretty much down in the very far southwest corner. So it's a bit of a trek. So once you're down here in the far southwest, you see that transportation icon. Make your way inside, and you'll appear on some kind of railroad track. Good times. From here, run all the way down towards your south until eventually you start to come across a few little goblins. So once you're here, you want to talk to Tag and run through his chat, and eventually he'll give you a few items. You will need about 8 inventory spaces for this part, so if you do have an inventory full of food, you will have to munch some. So once you've got the trowel and the specimen brush from him, you'll see these dodgy little grey rocks on the floor. Yep, we need to use the trowel on every single one of these, and each time you do, you'll receive a rock. There's 6 in total, so make your way down towards your south in this tunnel, using your trowel on all these little dodgy grey rocks to receive all of the specimens. So once you've gone all the way down and you've collected all 6 specimens, you want to make your way back up to where Togdak was, and on the east side you'll see an empty table. Go ahead and use your specimens on that table one at a time. Wait a second in between each, and you'll start to discover some artifacts. Do this for all 6 of those rocks, and once you've done so, speak to Togdak again. So, once you've done all 6 of those rocks and they've all been transformed into artifacts, speak to Tagdak and run through all of his chat, which goes on for a little while, so I recommend holding space. Eventually you discover you've got some kind of ancient goblin weapon or something or other in your hand, so it is time to go back up to the big main man goblin and tell him what we found. So, now that we have control again, make your way up to your north and exit out the way we came in. And this time we're heading all the way up to the far north. Almost exactly where we started the quest, except we're going into the room just to the west of it. So once you're back in Dorgeshunt, run all the way up to your north, and in the centre at the very northern tip, you'll find the large house. Inside there you will find the bloke we need to speak to, as we need to speak to the goblin scribe. So keep running north until you're all the way up this north section, almost exactly where we started this quest. And in the building just to the west of where we started, this large one right in this north tip, speak to the goblin scribe and run through his chat. Eventually he'll tell you you have a goblin mace, an ancient mace, and we'll be needing that later on in the quest, so keep it on you. Once you finish speaking to the scribe, you want to head to the building just to the west of you, make your way inside and climb down those stairs. Once you're downstairs, you'll find a goblin wandering around called Oldak. Go ahead and speak to him and run through his chat. Eventually he will teleport you to the goblin village. So once you've arrived in the goblin village, run through Zanek's chat nice and quick, and just to the north you want to head into the main building and speak to either one of the goblin generals inside. Doesn't matter which one you talk to. And as soon as you speak to either one of them, you'll get this little cutscene here, run through the chat, and there'll be some goblin party festival thing going on. Just quickly run through. Same as usual, you know, you probably get the idea by now. So as you keep running through the chat, eventually a goblin little groupie kind of starts up, sort of group gangbang or something or other, and then people start killing goblins, and it's time to take control once again. The hammer here, time to kill them. So to do this, you want to head to the west side of this little special screen, and then head towards the southwestern corner, and you'll find a ladder on the back side of this building right by here. Go ahead and climb up. This is where you need your mage or your range combat. If you forgot to bring them for whatever reason, there is a crossbow and bolts on the floor right by here. Either way, once you're ready, step to the side, it doesn't matter which side you step to, and kill both of these ham guards. So once you've killed both of them, you then go into a cutscene once again, and Sigmund is killing Zanek. And then eventually he disappears. So once you've run through all of this chat once again, you will reappear once more within a goblin village. But before we leave, we need to speak to the goblin generals once again, so head north into the main building, speak to either one of the generals, doesn't matter which one, and choose the option, how can I rescue Zanek? Once you've done that, it's now time to go towards the boss fight. If you are on extremely low level, now's the time to get some food out of your bank. You no longer need the trowel or the specimen brush, so you can drop them. Make sure you have that ancient mace on you though, as that is required in order to kill this final boss. Once you're ready, make your way down to Lumbridge Swamps as we're going into that Lumbridge Swamp dungeon. Now you should already have a rope on this as you've done Death of the Dorgeshuun. If not, you will require a rope to enter. Shouldn't though, because you've done Death of the Dorgeshuun. Make your way down to this southwestern corner of the swamps, and then enter the Lumbridge Swamp dungeon. Once you're here, you'll see these two goblins just outside. Go ahead and speak to them if you wish. Run through the chat, and then make your way down. As soon as you appear down here, you'll find another ladder right next to you. Go ahead and climb down that one. And it's time for the final section of this quest. So you'll have two goblins following you, and there's a bunch of ham guards in here. You can't do any combat in this section whatsoever. The idea is you need to run out, get the guard's attention, and then get the goblins to intercept them, and the goblins will take care of them whilst you are fanning about. So just walk roughly by here, the 2 ham guards will come after you, run backwards a bit, and the goblins and the ham guards will start to fight. Make sure you don't get hit or you attack the ham guards, as soon as you are, you'll be kicked out and you'll have to start again from the beginning. Now once you've done this little middle section, there's one more guard to grab, and he's right at the end of this tunnel, so you're going to have to run past the goblins and the ham guards that are fighting to grab the attention of the final ham guard, and then run back up here so the goblins start to attack him, like so. And once all the ham guards are taken care of and the goblins are fighting them, make your way past and to the end of this tunnel and make your way downstairs. And it's time for the boss fight. Nice and simple. So you need to fight Sigmund in this final boss battle, and in order to do so you need to use the ancient mace, and you need to use the spec attack on it so it disables Sigmund's prayers. So you want to equip that ancient mace. Just keep poking him until eventually your adrenaline is up high enough in order for you to use the ancient mace's spec attack. And once you've specced him in the face, his prayers will be off, and then you can use whatever combat you want to finish him off. And that is pretty much it for the quest, to be totally honest. You just need to kill the Sigmund, so make sure you've got that ancient mace on you, equip it, spec attack him in the face with the ancient mace, and then switch to whatever combat you wish. If you don't know where your special attack button is, it can be found under your HP or Constitution ability tab. And it does require 100% adrenaline in order to use it. But once that's done, and you've specced him in the face, finish him off, and that will be the end of the quest. You will save Zanuck, job done. So there you go then, ladies and gents, that is what you get for completing Ham. You get 1 quest point of 3k mining and 3k prayer XP. You get to keep that ancient goblin mace. You gain access to the Dorgish Khan and Keldgrim train route, so you can quickly jump between the two. Ability to buy Goblin Village teleport spheres from Uldak. Not really sure why you'd want to teleport up to the Goblin Village, but whatever, you can. And you also gain your 2 treasure hunter keys. And that is it for another Slice of Ham. That is the entire quest. Hopefully you found this guide useful and you completed it. Happy days if you did. And until next time, people, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.